Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu. LangChain v1.0 Orchestration Framework, Episode 8 of 20. The longer a conversation goes, the more distracted a large language model gets by stale information. You drop accuracy while paying higher token costs for every single turn. Compressing context with middleware fixes this exact problem. As chat history grows, you eventually hit the context window limit of your model. Even before hitting that hard limit, feeding thousands of tokens of old conversation degrades performance. The solution is the summarization middleware in LangChain. Instead of just chopping off old messages, it compresses them into a single summary block. This retains the semantic meaning of the conversation without the massive token overhead. There is a common misconception about how this runs. People often assume the primary agent has to perform the summarization itself. It does not, and it really should not. You want your primary agent running on your smartest, most capable model to handle complex logic. Summarization is a much simpler task. You assign a smaller, cheaper model to the summarization middleware exclusively for this job. Configuring the middleware requires defining two main parameters. The first is the trigger. The trigger tells the middleware when to step in. You might set the trigger to activate whenever the total token count of the conversation hits 4,000 tokens. The second parameter is the keep condition. This tells the middleware how much recent context to leave completely alone. You could set the keep value to 20, meaning the 20 most recent messages remain untouched. Here is the logic flow in practice. Your user is chatting with the main agent. The conversation grows. On the next turn, the total message history crosses the 4,000 token threshold. Before the primary agent even sees the new user input, the summarization middleware intercepts the request. It scans the history and identifies everything older than the 20 most recent messages. It takes that older chunk of the conversation and hands it to your designated smaller model. Let us say you configured the middleware to use GPT-4 Turbo Mini. That smaller model reads the old messages and generates a tight paragraph summarizing what was discussed. The middleware then rewrites the history array. It replaces all of those old individual messages with a single system message containing the new summary. If there was already an older summary from a previous compression cycle, the middleware includes that in the prompt, so the new summary updates the running narrative. The final package sent to your primary agent is highly optimized. It contains the new summary message, followed by the 20 uncompressed recent messages, followed by the latest user input. Here is the key insight. The primary agent never realizes the history was compressed behind the scenes. It just receives a clean, highly relevant context window. You preserve the long-term semantic meaning of the chat, keep the model focused, and drastically lower your token costs on every subsequent turn. If you find these episodes helpful and want to support the show, you can search for Dev Stories EU on Patreon. That's all for this one. Thanks for listening and keep building.